Hello, friends, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining me. Here we are building this little fairy cottage. Well, actually, this was a cottage for a spellcaster sim. That's why I'm in the realm of magic world. And it's actually a really pretty lot, although I am thinking now that I may want to move the sim and possibly even this house into my forever save, which is in Willow Creek. Although I know that it won't match well with the rest of the Willow Creek buildings, I still think it might be kind of cute, and I do kind of want to play with this sim as the first time ever playing with a spellcaster, but I think I want to do it in my forever save. The exterior of this house took me so long to complete. I really wanted it to be very whimsical and like a little foresty cottage, but I am not used to building in this style of house, so it took a lot of messing around to get it the way that I wanted, and I still had to make some compromises. However, I am really happy with how it turned out. I also ventured into debug and live edit landscaping because I just got around to putting the Better Build By mod back into my game. And honestly, it kind of makes me mad, or maybe not mad, upset? No, I think disappointed. Disappointed that we don't have all of these amazing plants in the regular build category, because honestly, the debug plants look so much better than the regular plants we have. First of all, they look so much more realistic and not as plasticky and fake looking as the plants in the regular build category. And the colors are a lot more natural and kind of muted, which I think is so beautiful, and that means that they obviously fit into the world a lot better because they're meant to be in the world. And because of all that, I really do think that the exterior turned out so much better than it probably would have if I didn't use any debug. And I really like the way that it turned out. I think it really captures the kind of fairy cottage-y kind of look that I was going for, and I'm pretty proud of it, especially the exterior. It did take a while though to finally get the outside of the build looking good. The color and wallpaper wise, I really wanted to try some other kind of plaster siding, but eventually I gave up trying because the get together siding is truly the best for builds like this. And on the inside I made it like this deep green color, and I used for the very first time ever the Realm of Magic kitchen appliances. In the green color they actually look pretty nice, but I'm not sure how often I'd use them in a regular family's home. Probably never. But since I was making this for a spellcaster, I thought it would be okay. But it could be a good fairy cottage too, because it does look quite magical and there's like lots of plants and little whimsical details everywhere. Speaking of fairies though, the Sims 4, what is it called, like Enchanted by Nature trailer just dropped a few days ago. And what did you all think of that? I know a lot of people are pretty skeptical about it, and honestly, with the Sims 4 track record, who wouldn't be? I really feel like this might end up being an island living mermaid situation where the fairies seem more like an afterthought for the expansion pack. But then again, ghosts were really fleshed out in Life and Death, so I don't know. I probably would have preferred them to be just their own game pack like vampires and werewolves, because the rest of the pack honestly just seems like filler and things that are probably going to annoy me, like if random townies start sleeping on the ground or scavenging around the world, not to mention another tutorial NPC that is going to be knocking on my door every time I play in a new household. Hopefully not, but I guess we'll see. So far, I am nervous. I don't know. I think I really want fairies because I love fairies, but I don't know. I don't really have very high confidence. I think I am going to do something like a mini series though, completing the aspiration, skills, gameplay features, and everything. I think that will be pretty fun and will be a chance to actually get the full experience of a pack for once, because normally when the Sims games come out, I just use an existing sim family to kind of try out the new features, but I don't really go in depth with it or try to actually experience it all. And that's why whenever you see me playing, I'm like, oh, I've never seen that before, or I didn't know you could do that, because I have a very specific way of playing and I don't really go outside of that very often. However, trying to make fun and interesting videos gives me an excuse to do that. So I actually really find stuff that I enjoy that I've never played before. Oh no, I just remembered I think I left the back room with the cauldron undecorated. Oops. I think by that point in the build I was probably getting a bit fatigued. Does that happen to anyone else? You finish like the exterior, but by the time you try to make it to all of the rooms, you start getting a bit tired or bored. I don't know why it has never occurred to me to just not force myself to build an entire house in one sitting. I don't know who I was watching, but they said that for their own save file gameplay, they just build the exterior of all the houses in the neighborhood and then only do the interior when they play with the sim who lives there or becomes friends with that sim who lives there. And I just think that is such a genius idea, because it's not like you're gonna even notice for the most part. And I think I really need to start like doing that whenever I play The Sims, because I don't know, I feel like if I start something, I need to finish it before I move on to the next thing, and really that's not necessary. I can just do whatever I want. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try that in my own forever save file. I have actually started playing it though. I started in the BFF household. I think I played for a few hours, but I did really have a lot of fun and I'm excited to get back into it. I don't know if I want to work some more on the BFF household or if I want to go over to the pancakes, because I feel like those Sims are really interesting and I want to try and like help them and kind of get their story going as well. I am trying to keep their gameplay and story personality kind of thing very consistent with the way that the game has set up, because I feel like that's just a good way to get the ball rolling on creating some new storylines and ideas with those Sims, as opposed to just starting from scratch. And I do intend to also make some update videos on my fur save, and I'm really excited to share what I have been doing. I haven't been doing a lot, mostly just like setting up my save file tracker, as well as the few hours that I played in the BFF household, but I have so many plans for the save. I think I'm going to redo the, what is it called, that neighborhood that the BFFs are in, like the super starter neighborhood. I think I'm going to turn that into more of like I don't know, like a trailer court. I know that I made a video kind of a long time ago now at this point of turning that empty lot in Moonwood Mill into a trailer court for my Volkov Legacy current household family world, but I don't know if I really liked how I went about it. I don't know, there's just not enough space for each sim. I think I might make it into more of like a housing complex. Condo's not the right word because that gives it kind of like a new fancy kind of feel, I think. But just like a building complex, like one of those brick ones that have like about 4 buildings that you see. Like there's the ground floor and then there's the upper floor. I think I'm gonna do something like that. I don't really know what it's called. I'm probably doing a really bad job explaining it. I feel like first of all that'll give each sim a bit more space and also more yard space, maybe. I could also do kind of like an L-shaped building, not quite like a motel because it's going to be like permanent residency, but something like that just to fit more sims in there. However, I am a little bit scared now because of the residential building corruption thing going on for the past couple months. Honestly, I like heard about it, was concerned, and then kind of forgot. But I don't know, now that I'm thinking about it, like that is my Volkov legacy. Those are my sims, like my babies. So I am kind of nervous about having residential rentals in that world now, in that save file, because I really don't want it to get corrupt. I think, honestly, if my Volkov family save got corrupt, I would probably never play The Sims again. Like, those Sims are so important to me. So fingers crossed, I'm gonna make like a backup and everything. So yeah, I don't really know like what to do other than that, because I do want all of the Sims to live in Moonwood Mill just to have like some kind of consistency, but I don't really know what I'm gonna do about that, honestly. Hopefully they fix it soon, because I don't know, like corrupting an entire save file is such a huge issue, and I don't know why it hasn't been fixed yet, and it like wasn't even in any kind of like laundry list or any kind of thing. It's like the Sims team isn't aware of it, even though it's like this huge ongoing problem with Simmers, or they just don't care. I don't really know. Maybe they are waiting to release the fairy pack, which is such a weird thing to do because this is literally like a game breaking bug where things start disappearing, like houses and Sims, and it's actually kind of scary. It feels kind of like a creepypasta. But yeah, I heard that it normally starts like deteriorating your save in Willow Creek. So I did go back to Willow Creek in my Volkov save. Nothing was gone, so that's good. But yeah, I am just kind of nervous about that now. Although, I don't know, I think because I don't use any cheats and the trailer court and I don't even know what world came with the For Rent pack, but those are the only worlds that have residential rentals in the save file, and I didn't cheat to like expand the amount of residential rentals on a single lot, which I think is what causes the corruption, although it seems like no one really knows too much about it at this point, because I've heard kind of conflicting things about it. I'm not really sure, but yeah, if you're concerned about it, just don't cheat to increase your residential rentals. But I've also heard people get the corruption without doing that, so I don't know. I think just back up your save file, maybe you'll be fine. Okay, but with all of that being said, I am going to leave this voiceover here. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you are new, consider subscribing so you don't miss my next video. I hope that you all have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye!